fresh, cool ale here. Ale is my bare necessity. Last call before closing.
Hey guys, this is Fuller and welcome to another new Hearthstone Heroes. We're on to episode 6 and finally the hero you all kept asking me for. I got so many requests for the monk. Also, some awesome news, we're on to 3,000 subscribers now, so thanks guys for supporting me so far. And just a quick shout out, if this is the first episode you've watched, check out the previous heroes. Now let's go on to the hero itself. Monks are an actual official class in World of Warcraft, and Blizzard have confirmed they will be adding them into Hearthstone eventually, along with the Death Knight. It just might take a while. Although I'm showing a Pandaren here, you can actually play them with pretty much any race. The most famous though is Chen's Stormstout. He made a brief appearance in the Warcraft 3 expansion, then gradually more and more in World of Warcraft. He originates from the land of Pandaria, and for this hero I'll be largely focusing on him. So what is a monk? The monks are a hybrid class, kinda like a rogue and priest combined with some tankiness. They specialise in 3 things, the first being martial arts, but more hand to hand, utilising staffs and fist weapons for devastating finishing moves. The second is healing, using ancient remedies and focused spiritual arts, they can heal the most grievous wounds. And the last one is brewing, being able to concoct empowering beverages, as well as use unpredictable movement to absorb incredible amounts of punishment. In WoW, monks have a chi ability, which is kinda like a secondary mana pool. Now I thought this was a bit too complex to fit into Hearthstone. Instead I made a few cards that work similar to Innovate that give you mana crystals temporary for a turn. For hero speciality, this was an idea by Claw Atrocity and I thought it was perfect. He called it Patience, I call it Meditate. It basically works like a battle cry, except it doesn't trigger until the start of your next turn. So it has potential to be even more powerful, but it gives your opponent time to react and counter it. We'll get more into it after the hero ability and the basic cards. So, first off, here's the hero, it's Chen Stormstout, and here's how he'd look in game. You can compare him to the other heroes like Warrior and Warlock. And let's go on to the hero ability. It's Fortifying Brew. For 2 mana, restore 1 health, or give a minion plus 1 health. So you can use it on a hero to heal 1 health, or on a minion to increase the health by 1. Quite versatile and fits with the Chen theme of being a brewmaster, being able to whip up empowering brews. Let's move on to the basic cards all players would start with. First we have a martial arts spell, it's Jab. For 1 mana, deal 1 damage and give your hero plus 1 attack this turn. You can compare it to other class 1 mana damage spells like Arcane Shot and even Druid's Claw. This one has the benefit though of being able to take out 2 minions at once. Next we have Healing Globe. For 4 mana, restore 5 health and draw a card. Similar to Shield Block, but you can heal your minions, a decent cycle card, able to heal up quite a lot. And now we have the first minion, it's Drunken Wanderer. For 3 mana, he's 2/2 with Battlecry. Give your hero 2 Tasty Brews. Tasty Brews cost 1 mana and give a minion +1/+1. He's like the opposite of a King Mukla. You can store up the brews and use them at any point in the game. Next is even more Kung Fu, it's Spinning Crane Kick. For 3 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions and give your hero +2 attack this turn. Very close to Fan of Knives, but works out more like a weaker swipe. You can take out a strong minion and clear out all the weaker minions. On to my favourite spell, it's Brew of the Month. For 3 mana, give a minion +5 stats, randomly attack or health. Not the most mana efficient, 5 stats for 3 mana, but you could potentially get +5 attack or +5 health. In some situations it can be amazingly beneficial or horrifically bad. Next we have another minion, it's Omnipriest. For 5 mana, he's 3/4 with your other friendly minions have +2 health. You can compare it to Dire Wolf Alpha or Stormwind Champion. He gives all your minions a lot of toughness, but he's physically quite weak himself. This one's really interesting, it's Pandaren Festival. For 3 mana, swap the attack and health of all minions. Similar to Crazed Alchemist, with this one you can turn your opponent's strong minions into weak ones, or swap a bunch of high health minions into absolute killing machines. Next we have Chi Wave. For 4 mana, randomly 6 times deal 1 damage to an enemy, or restore 1 health to a damage friendly character. A very versatile swipe or arcane missiles like spell can be used to both clear an enemy board and or restore your own hero and minions health. Obviously though, it's quite unpredictable. On to Zen Pilgrimage. Pretty simple. For 5 mana, draw 3 cards. Somewhere in between Arcane Intellect and Sprint. 3 cards for 1 though, very efficient. This one's a really cool card. It's Storm, Earth and Fire. For 6 mana, summon 3 Elemental Pandarans. A 3/1 with Charge, a 1/3 with Taunt, and a 2/2 with Wind Fury. You get a real mixed bag. There isn't really a card like this to compare it to. I guess a sort of animal companion and force of nature mixed into one. On to the common cards. The first one we have is Clash. For 2 mana, force a friendly minion and a random enemy minion to deal their damage to each other. Kind of like a betrayal, but you don't need 3 enemy minions to get the full effect. And you can still attack with the friendly minion you cast it on. Now finally we have the first Meditate card. It's Shadow Pan Warrior. For 2 mana, she's 2/2 with Meditate, gain +1/+1 and Stealth. So just to clarify again, it's a battle cry that takes effect at the start of your turn. Ideally you drop it on an open board where your opponent struggles to clear it before she gains the buff. And here's another, it's Patient Mistweaver. For 3 mana, he's 2/3 with Meditate, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. Kind of like a setup card. You'll have 5 mana on turn 4 instead of 4, and you have a 2/3 down on the board. This is the chi type cards I referred to earlier, which give you mana. Next we have our first secret, it's Swift Reflexes. For 2 mana, when your hero is attacked, equip a 1/4 Swift Staff. Swift Staff has the ability, whenever your hero takes damage, reduce it to 1, and this loses 1 durability. Not so good against mass mini minions attacking you, but brilliant versus high attack minions and weapons. On to the second secret, it's Soothing Mist. For 2 mana, when one of your minions is attacked, restore 3 health to all friendly characters. This is especially good if you have high health minions who are quite damaged and on low health. You can bait your opponent into attacking them. Here's another chi type card, it's Ascension. For 1 mana, Meditate, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only, and draw a card. So it sets you up for the following turn. Unlike Innovate, you also gain a card, so it's card efficient, but it doesn't quite have the burst or being able to do, say, a double Innovate with Khan on turn 1. This is my favourite minion, it's Dragon Turtle. For 3 mana, he's 3/3 with Meditate, gain +2 health and Taunt. Like a cheaper Senji, you need him to be untouched for a turn, then you get the ultimate value Taunt up. Next is Shadow Windwalker. For 4 mana, she's 2/4 with Meditate, gain +1/+1 and Wind Fury. Similar to a Harpy, but being able to dish out 6 damage the following turn. Here's even more martial arts. The ultimate finisher is Touch of Death. For 5 mana, deal 5 damage to the enemy hero, or if you have 12 or more health, deal 7 damage instead. It's like a more expensive Mind Blast, but with a condition. Has really good damage burst for just 1 card, but you need to have high health to pull it off efficiently. On to Kegmaster. For 5 mana, he's 7/7 with Meditate, give your opponent 3 kegs. Kegs cost 1 mana and deal 2 damage. You're giving your opponent 6 damage in 3 cards, but you get a 7/7 down. The major benefit, he doesn't get them until the start of your turn. He's similar to King Mukla, but more late game. Next we have another secret, it's Legacy of the White Tiger. For 2 mana, when your opponent casts a spell, give all your friendly minions +2 health. The anti-flame strike, especially good against board clear spells, but also good in general just for the buff up. It's similar to Call of the Wild, but throws everything into health. Here's one more weapon, it's Tiger Claws. For 6 mana, it's 4/1 with Meditate, gain 3 durability. So that's 16 damage potential, but you won't be able to attack the first turn you cast it, else you'll destroy it. So you need to wait. Now we're finally onto the legendary, it's Taranzu. You might recognize him, he was in the Mist of Pandaria cinematic. He had a brawl with Hellscream, it didn't turn out too well for him. Anyways, for 5 mana, he's a weak 2/4 but meditate, gain stealth and double this minion's attack and health. So you can buff him up the turn you play him, then the following turn he gains a massive bonus and becomes hidden in stealth. Imagine this with a brew of the month. So there you have it, the monk class in Hearthstone. I tried to cover everything. A few cards I potentially missed were Breath of Fire. The main reason is there isn't any decent artwork for this one. I'd definitely like to squeeze it in though if I could. More cards involving the August Celestials. They were a big influence on the Pandarians. Again though, very little art for those. And definitely what I'd like to add is more weapons. I wanted a Shaktani War Spear, but there was literally nothing out there. What other heroes would you like me to make? I might move on to a certain other Blizzard universe for more heroes. Here's a hint, can you guess them? Also, I'm looking into creating an actual game where you could play all these heroes. How about if I get 10k subscribers, I'll release a working preview.
I'll put it on your tab.
Sound like a deal? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please do subscribe, leave a like, and especially a comment. Thanks, and I'll see you all next time.